AK square, where K is the minimum radius of gyration. So this A and A terms gets cancelled, and we have the expression for critical stress at the onset of buckling or crippling as pi square E upon L equivalent by K square. So in this expression, the term L equivalent by K is known as slenderness ratio of column, and the slenderness ratio is defined as the ratio of equivalent length of column and minimum radius of gyration. So in the sigma c expression, we see that as your slenderness ratio L equivalent by K of column increases, your sigma c goes on decreasing, and in that case the failure criteria becomes buckling. Whereas as slenderness ratio L equivalent by K of column decreases, your sigma c goes on increasing, and your failure criteria becomes your bending, that is your critical bending stress. So if we summarize these, we see that it is this ratio, slenderness ratio, which plays an important role in deciding whether your failure criteria will be buckling or bending. So when your slenderness ratio increases, or I may say when the length of the column increases, the column tends to become a long column and buckling phenomena of column is predominant, whereas for the decreasing length or the decreasing slenderness ratio, your critical bending stress of the column becomes predominant criteria. So there is a parameter called as critical slenderness ratio, which becomes the deciding factor as to whether the failure criteria of the column will be buckling or bending. And this critical slenderness ratio depends upon the end conditions of column and the column material's property, that is your Young's modulus E and Poisson's ratio mu, as well as it depends on column's cross-section geometry, since your minimum radius of gyration K depends upon the cross-section. So we see that when a slenderness ratio is greater than critical slenderness ratio, the column can be called as a long column, and your failure criteria is buckling of column, and we use Euler's buckling or crippling load formula to analyze the column. Whereas when your slenderness ratio is less than critical slenderness ratio, your column can be called as intermediate column or as short column for a very low value of slenderness ratio, and your failure criteria becomes bending or simple crushing, as the case may be. Now critical slenderness ratio for steel is approximately 80. So Euler's formula is applicable for steel column when its slenderness ratio, that is L equivalent by K, is greater than 80. Next we study the Rankine's formula for columns. Rankine was another scientist which analyzed the columns. Now we know that Euler's theory does not take into account the direct compressive stress or crushing stress. Also, it is applicable to columns above particular value of slenderness ratio, that is for long columns only. Now, taking into account the direct compressive stress, that is nothing but your actual compressive load P divided by A, and extending the range of length of columns, the scientist Rankine gave an empirical relation for crippling of column called Rankine's crippling load, PR. And this Rankine's crippling load PR is given as 1 by PR is equal to 1 by PC plus 1 by PE, where your PR is Rankine's crippling load, your PC is ultimate crushing load, and your PE is Euler's crippling load. So this single expression can be used for all the range of length of columns. Now we see that from this expression, and which is given as sigma UC into A, where sigma UC is ultimate crushing stress and your PE is Euler's crippling load. So we see that this same single expression can be used for all the range of length of columns and taking into account the direct compressive stress also.